independent directors at video game maker Activision have completed an investigation of sexual harassment in the workplace.
Started to kiss me, didn't ask her anything.
It's been dealing with what's been described as toxic staff behavior in the workplace.
But it's not okay, and it can't just be passed off as a mistake.
LEGO has made thousands of sets over its lifetime, ranging from regular sets such as city police stations to spaceships, while also having ventured into action-adventure themes like Ninjago and Bionicle. But one of the reasons why LEGO has become so successful is because of its partnerships with other brands and intellectual properties, such as Star Wars, Marvel, and Harry Potter. But what happens when one of these partnerships falls through for a variety of different reasons? And with an attempt to navigate the tough landscape that is modern media, what happens when a LEGO set falls through the cracks? What's up LEGO fans, it's LEGO Man Cam, and in today's video we're going to be looking at an extremely rare cancelled LEGO set that you probably haven't heard of before. But if you have, let me know in the comment section below. Also, just a slight disclaimer, there are some very mild mature references in the video, as the video does briefly discuss a quite heavy topic, so I would just like to warn anyone before I get started. So this set comes from the Overwatch theme. Now if you don't know what Overwatch is, it's an extremely successful online video game, being a multiplayer first-person shooter with a variety of different game modes, probably the most known being the escort mode, where as a team you escort a payload truck to the other side of the map, while the opposing team attempts to stop you. Anyway, in 2018, LEGO announced its partnership with Activision Blizzard, the game studio behind Overwatch, and launched an initial wave of 6 sets on January 1st, 2019. The sets depicted different scenes and locations from the game, but were most notably loved because of all the exclusive and unique characters. Looking at these sets from the first wave, there was Tracer vs Widowmaker, Hanzo vs Genji, the Dorado Showdown, Diva vs Reinhardt, Watchpoint Gibraltar, and a buildable Bastion figure. Watchpoint Gibraltar is one of my favorites here. The giant spaceship build looks so amazing, and I have a lot of these sets on display in my room, and I just love this collection so much. 2 more sets were released later that year in October, the first one being the Wrecking Ball, and then the second being Junkrat and Roadhog, with Roadhog being a really awesome buildable figure, and alongside Kilo from Ninjago being one of the first with a smaller removable head that would later pave the way for the new Hulk style. There was then one last set released, being the Omnic Bastion, which was a smaller promotional set given away at BlizzCon, which is Blizzard's convention, in 2018 to build hype for the theme, but the set was then later made available for purchase on Blizzard's online shop. All of these sets retired by the end of 2020, with some retiring earlier than others. However, after this, there was no word on any future LEGO Overwatch sets for all of 2020 and 2021. Anyway, at BlizzCon in 2019, Activision Blizzard announced Overwatch 2 was currently in development. So with this news, many fans speculated that Overwatch 2 would bring some new LEGO sets. But as what happened with everything in the world around 2020, the game was delayed over and over again due to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. So the game wouldn't officially release until August of 2023, with early access going live in October 2022. But what happened in between that time period is where all of this drama and interesting coverage is, and where our cancelled LEGO set can be found. This LEGO set was called Titan, and you can see it on screen now. It was set to include a new version of Tracer, as well as a new character Mei for the first time, with her Snowball companion. The set was scheduled to be released in February 2022 to go alongside the release of Overwatch 2, as the set featured branding for the new game. However, the set was cancelled and not widely released. So why was this the case? In July of 2021, the California Department of Fair Employment filed a lawsuit case against Activision Blizzard with claims of sexual harassment at the company. Now, I don't want to go too deep into all of the legal and lawsuit side of things, as this is a pretty heavy topic and I would much rather just discuss the LEGO set. But essentially the outcome here was Activision Blizzard had to pay out $18 million for affected employees, and ultimately the case was settled in December of 2023 with a $54 million settlement. In this time frame, Microsoft actually bought out Activision Blizzard for $68.7 billion in January of 2022, sending all of Blizzard's gaming library to Microsoft, such as Candy Crush and Call of Duty, and obviously Overwatch as well. During this time, however, LEGO decided to cut their partnership with Activision Blizzard, as obviously LEGO doesn't want to be associated with a company with such allegations against them, as LEGO tries to be an upstanding and family-oriented brand. Interestingly enough, Activision Blizzard's share price continued to rise once Microsoft acquired the company, as their newer titles such as Modern Warfare 3 saw immense success and continued exposure for the company. However, LEGO was obviously unlikely to ever make sets based on a Call of Duty game for its obvious war references. Anyway, so what actually happened with this Overwatch Titan set? Well, it was scheduled to be released in February of 2022, but never actually got released. It was stated that it was delayed indefinitely. However, now 2.5 years later, we have seen no sign of this set ever returning, and with LEGO cutting their partnership with Activision Blizzard, it is highly likely this set will never ever be widely released, especially with LEGO's new and updated building standards. However, that didn't stop some people from actually getting their hands on the set. As the set was so far down the production lifecycle, it had already started being sent to some stores, and a number of these sets appeared across the world in some smaller specialty toy stores. The set, originally including 901 pieces and retailing for $70 or €80, was available to purchase in some stores for an extremely short period of time. YouTuber Just Too Good managed to get their hands on the set back in 2022, and here's a brief clip of them looking at the set.
This is the Overwatch 2 Titan set, which has released in very small toy stores. If you have one near you, go check it ASAP. But on a whole, this is in a very limited quantity because LEGO pulled their partnership with Blizzard.
What's really interesting about this set is that it actually used a lot of older builder techniques for a mech, especially in the joints of both the arms and the legs, which adds to a common theory that this set was actually designed all the way back in 2019 when the original planned release date for Overwatch 2 was much closer. There was always a rumored Overwatch set called the Omni Null Sector Titan, and this is most likely that set come to fruition, just actually released, well, not really released, 3 years later. Even YouTuber Duckbricks had to purchase this one on the secondary market, and if you know who Duckbricks is, if he didn't buy a set on release, you know it would have been pretty hard to find. Now this set obviously isn't available to buy regularly today, so you have to search sites like eBay, as it's not even on Bricklink. I also took a look on eBay to see what I could find, and I found only 2 sealed listings for both over 500 Australian dollars, which is about 350 USD. The main minifigure alone, the exclusive character in this set, goes for over $200, which is just crazy. So like the thumbnail for this video says, how did LEGO stuff up? Well, this set was obviously lying around for a really long time, and LEGO really wanted to finally release it. However, with the allegations and claims building up around Activision Blizzard and being made in July of 2021, LEGO seemingly had ample opportunity to stop production of the set before it got released to stores. So this begs the question of how it actually got released, to which I unfortunately don't really have an answer. Overall, this is just a pretty crazy situation, but I do wish to buy this set someday to complete my LEGO Overwatch collection. However, I sadly don't have a spare $500 lying around, unless you subscribe that is. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.